What's up, you guys? I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm sitting in a car, and a lot has changed. A lot has changed in, from 2025 to 2026. I know I haven't really been consistent on YouTube. I've mainly been posting on Instagram for the time being. 2025 was a heavy year for many of us. Many transitions, transformations, holding on for dear life, whether it's financially, emotionally, physically, trying to survive. I think 2025 was one of those years where we're all going to remember how transformative and challenging it was. At least for all of my clients and everyone who I just come across, they all had an experience and a highly revealing year in 2025. The reason I want to make this video is because, it's a new year. It's a new start. It's a new beginning. It's a new chapter. And I've grown a lot. I've read a lot more books. I've worked with a lot more people. And we all can use help. We all can use help. And I think it's getting to the point where I'm like feeling a bit selfish. Like it's feeling selfish that I don't create content. That I don't share what I know when it comes to metaphysics, overcoming adversity, getting through transitions in life, Kundalini awakening, twin flames, whatever, the new consciousness shift that the planet is undergoing, law of attraction, meditation, lucid dreams, how to know if you're on the right path. There's so much that I can talk about. And I've been going on live a lot more on TikTok, but I just feel like, you can't replay those lives. And so that's why I'm like, you know what? 2026, let's get to it. Let's really give the people what they want. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about, I really just want to talk about what flows. And I want to help you guys get through your shift, because we're 8 more days until the snake year is completely done. And I get a lot of DMs from people saying that they feel like they're walking into the unknown. So I want to cover that in this video, right? I have people who I work with right now who've been walking in the unknown for quite a while. Whether they're homeless or whether they've, transitioned from a business to a career. Now they're about to step into their purpose and calling, right? Or I have people who worked jobs for several years and now they have to shift into this new version of them, and now they feel like, all right, now I need to step into a career, or I need to really go all in on a business, but they're afraid to make that jump. I want to, talk to you guys. Here's the advice I have for you guys. You're on the right path when you can't see the path. That's when you get on your path. You get on your path when you can no longer see what's in front of you. And the reason is because this forces you to surrender to something outside of yourself. This forces you to think creative. This forces you to go within. And according to the principle of correspondence, as within, as without, as above, so below, right? As the world, as the soul. What this is saying is that the world is a reflection of your inner state of being, of your inner emotional state, of your inner mental dialogue. So the reason that as you begin walking in your purpose, you can't see what's in front of you is simply because your new version of your life requires different senses. It requires you to go about life differently. Because when you are living from fear, you are relying on your physical 5 senses, your first 5 senses, right? Of sight, taste, touch, hear. I don't know what's the last one. You guys get it though, right? You are relying on more of your sight. You are relying on what you can tangibly touch, what's in front of you. But this is not going to work in your next level, because your next level requires discernment. And discernment is a gift. It's something you have to practice. To discern means to To discern means to be able to tell the difference, right? To be able to feel what's right and what's not right for you. But this is a sixth sense, similar to intuition. So your identity shift that you have to undergo is one of faith, is one of higher senses. And so when life seems to be going in the opposite direction, where no matter what you're doing, it's going wrong, this is forcing you to go within. This is forcing you to quiet your mind, or find a way to quiet your mind despite all of the chaos. So that way you can create your own internal emotional state. And this is the path to power. You're not powerful if you can have faith when things are going easy and right in your way. It's easy to have faith when you see the path. It's easy. Because you can feel it. You see it. Okay, if I do this, then I'm going to get this. If I go to this job for a certain amount of time, I can get this result. You know, it's like you can see the path. So the reason that you start feeling like you're being engulfed in darkness as you follow what feels right, to leave your job, to leave your business, to leave a relationship, to follow your purpose or your calling, whatever that thing is for you. I don't know what that thing is for you, but we all know what that is, right? We all have an idea. Our heart speaks to us at night and in the morning. What are we supposed to be doing? Why are we here? That conscious, that inner quiet voice is trying to guide you, right? The reason that you start feeling engulfed in darkness, like you can't breathe, is because this forces you to go within. This forces you to pay attention to your own thinking. This forces you to become conscious of the unconscious. This is why they say it's always darkest before dawn. And so this is very important because you're changing. What got you here isn't what's going to get you to the next level of your life. And that's why you need to be challenged, and you need to learn how to walk by faith and not by sight and not by fear. This is how it works. And so, in a sense, this is preparing you. This is a preparation season in your life for your next version of you. One that is able to truly surrender and follow the omens and the inner guidance from spirit, from your higher self. And if you don't go through this season of your life, if you don't, release the ego, the shadow self, the version of you that wants to know when everything is going to happen, how everything is going to happen, until you give up that control, you're not truly detached from the outer world. And it's only when you can truly detach from the illusion of the outer world is where you can embody your highest state, your higher self. One that is rich, one that is grounded, one that is safe despite any confirmation, any external confirmation. Because reality is just frozen imagination. Reality is what once was, the thoughts that you thought about in the past. That's what reality is. It's mirroring back to you what once was. But it takes time. Your new thoughts, your new ambitions take time to crystallize and materialize in the outer world. It takes mastery to be able to, despite the outer world, the outer confirmations of seeing money in your bank account or of hearing from someone. It takes a master of your own mind and being to be able to follow the omens, follow the signs, despite the physical 3D going against you. And that is the purpose of this initiation period that you are going through. That's the purpose of it, is to prepare you for the next level of your life. Because the next level of your life, right, there's a saying that says new levels, new devils. You think that you have what it takes to be able to lead more people and grow your business to a higher revenue, or to be able to handle more, right? You think you have what it takes. And I'm not saying you don't, but what I'm saying is it's going to require more of you than who you currently are. So how can you go from where you are to where you want to be without test, without more character development, without new skills? That's why you are where you are, because the skills you have is proportionate to the value that you provide to what you have in your current life. The amount of money, the peace, however you feel right now, it's because you can handle that. That is your mirror. That is proportionate to your inner state, to how you speak to yourself. And therefore, that is what you attract and call into your life. Now you're asking for more. You want more money, you want more love, you want more freedom. But that comes with a cost. Everything comes with a cost. So this is why in this period of your life, you're going through a lot of changes. You might feel like you're suffocating, like you want to break. The version of yourself that has more than what you currently have is not going to have, it's going to have a stronger mind. It's going to see things differently. It's going to be able to walk the path with much more ease, with much more capacity. And so this is why you have to be challenged, and you have to increase your capacity across other areas of your life. And so if you're going through a storm right now, the purpose is to get to the eye of the storm. Because once you get to the eye of the storm, you don't even see the storm. You start seeing the storm as a teacher. You stop fighting. And that's when you start winning. You start winning when you are detached from this reality experience. And no matter what is going on, you give yourself the experiences that you want. No matter if you're behind on your rent, bills, you're about to get evicted, or you're losing all of your clients, you just have faith. You're able to sit still and discern from your higher mind, from your God's eye, what is actually happening. That is how you become a master in your reality. That is when things start to unfold. That is when you take your power back. That's when you become magnetic. That's when you attract people, places, events, experiences to help you in the manifestation of what you desire. That's when people look up to you as a leader in your field, because you now have something that no one else can take away from you. Now you're living in your most authentic, God-like self. You reach that level of consciousness where nothing outside of yourself can internally move you. Right? And so one thing that you guys can be doing, if you are going through an experience right now where you don't know when the next paycheck is going to come through, or the next client, or you're losing all of your friends and you just feel like no one understands you, here's something that you guys can do. I want you to begin focusing on experiences of your life, past experiences where you've gone through situations and you didn't know how you were going to get through it, but then you got past it. It's like you passed the test. I want you to think about those times of your life where you felt stuck and then you got through that blockade. The more you do this, the more you're going to be training your mind to say, I've gotten through something like this before. I didn't know how, but I still managed to get through it. This too shall pass. I promise you, the more you focus on what has happened, right? The miracles, the everyday miracles that you seem to attract in your life, the more it's going to give you the capacity to have more patience, to allow things to naturally unfold. Love you guys. If you took anything away from this video, leave a comment below. And yeah, I'll see you soon.